What's up, guys? Just came home. My package came. It's a brand new Xeon workstation. I'm pretty excited. I haven't been able to work on a Xeon workstation or make a Xeon workstation since 2020. So we're returning to gold here with a new HP server I ordered. I can't wait to crack this bitch open. Alright, got that sucker out of the box. It was fucking heavy. Look at this thing. It's a fucking unit. I cannot wait to get inside this thing. This is an HP Z640. We're about to go over the specs soon as I open this up. Alright, so I did know what I ordered ahead of time. This isn't like a mystery piece or anything. It's a, we'll go over the specs here in a bit, but I just want to take it off here. I like it. Easy side panel, nice and sturdy. I personally have never had a office machine in my possession like this. Not office machine, I'm sorry. I've never had a workstation of this caliber in my house. Now it's a little dated. It's got a E5 2690 V4, which is 14 cores, as opposed to back when we did the original E5 2690 video, it was 8 cores, 16 threads. This is 14 cores. So imagine if we had 2 of these. In here we also have 64 gigs of RAM, an NVIDIA Quadro 4000. I'm not too sure the specs of this card. I think it's 2 gig DDR5. I could be mistaken. In here as well, they also gave us, look at these caddies. I love them. Oh, nothing in that caddy. Okay, this is the right caddy here. We're looking at a, I can't tell from here. It should be 1 terabyte. That's what it said. I do like how it's like mounted firmly in there. These are hot swap. That is pretty sweet. I'm gonna think about putting my SSD up here because I plan on putting a RAID card in here. And then at the bay, you know, they also have 2 more 5¼ inch bays and a CD player. I'm sorry, a CD DVD, I think maybe Blu-ray writer. We'll find out. It's pretty cool. I haven't had one in a while. Pretty beefy heatsink. If I get the light back in here again. It looks like it's going to be pretty loud though. In a future video, we're going to be upgrading all of the fans in here. See if we can get some quiet performance because I do plan on using this long term. And you know what? The seller also gave us a Wi-Fi card. We have some pretty good connectivity as well. It's going to be kind of wasted because I'm picking a 3-slot graphics card to put in here. Yeah, gave us a Wi-Fi card, not bad. In the back, it's kind of hard to see, but you got your standard 4 USB 3s in the front. There should be 4 in the back as well with gigabit Ethernet, RJ45 port, a couple of USB 2 ports, and yeah, we're gonna crank this bitch up and see what we can do. Alright, we got the mouse and keyboard set up. We're booting up now. It was nice that it came with this cute little mouse and office keyboard, so it helps me out a little bit. Can save that other keyboard for something else. You know what? This is, it's still an 860 Evo. I think the SSD they put in here is still pretty fast for today, you know, for today's needs. And look at that, boom, right into a very clean version of Windows. Let's go ahead and get the specs up here. I don't have a capture card installed just yet, but as you can see up here, it is a genuine E5 2690 V4. That's 14 cores, 28 threads. Not bad. Memory, we're looking at 64 gigabytes of DDR4 and ECC. It's actually running at 2400 megahertz. I was expecting 2133, which is nice. Like I said, it's a Samsung 1 terabyte 860 Evo, pretty nice. We got a Wi-Fi card in here, and then we have an NVIDIA Quadro 4000 with a total of 2 gigabytes of 2 gigabytes of what though? DDR5, GDDR3. I do not know. We will find out soon. Okay, so admittedly it is the next night. I got stuck last night trying to download all the software updates for Windows and also download Benchmate. And I will say I tried to push the power on this thing as hard as I could, but it doesn't look like HP is limiting their power usage pretty well here in this box. So there's not much I can do in terms of pushing it harder. But we did find out what the GPU is. It is a Quadro 4000 with 2 gigs of DDR5. It's a pretty old card, man. This thing's telling me 2010. Weird thing about the card, not that it matters because I'm going to be taking this out and replacing it with something else. Hardware info is telling me it's fake. And I don't know why, because GPU-Z isn't telling me it's fake, but NVIDIA hardware info is. I did look up on some forums. A lot of people are having this issue. Some guy was telling the fucking one of the guys at Tech Power he's an idiot, even though he works there. I don't know. But yeah, it's a genuine Xeon, as I expected. I didn't think anything else was going to be an issue. Genuine Xeon. It's not bad. Boosts up to like light loads, single-threaded, slightly single-threaded loads, boost up to like 3.45 gigahertz. All-core boost is about 2.9, which is okay. It's I figured as much. Again, this thing can go up. The CPU itself can go to about, let's see what the PL2 state is. Hello? Yeah, it says it's got a power limit too of like 162 watts, but like after doing some stress tests on Cinebench, we're looking at like, 120, 130. I'll do a quick run here to show you. Yeah, so just did a quick Cinebench R23 run. First of all, the score is not that bad. I think it beats a 3700X. I could be wrong. It's okay for 14 cores. Again, this processor is showing its age just a little bit here. I think my 3900X got about 18,000 points, but if you look over here at the power draw, we only drew like about 110 watts here when, hell, I mean, the PL1 is set for like 135 and the PL2 is set for like 165, but I don't, like I said, the processor is not going to get there. The cooling is there. You can really crank these fans. This thing gets loud as hell when the fans are set to max, which I did upon first boot, thinking, let's go, but no, that's, it's not good. So now that we got some tests here, I'm going to crack this thing open and install the 3070 Ti that I got going on, but first we got to make some adjustments. So we got to remove the Quadro that's in here, and I noticed that we're going to first of all have a slight issue. I hope there's enough space. As you can see, we have this right in the way, and my 3070 Ti is pretty long, so we're going to go ahead and take this card out and swap it. A couple other things we have to do. With this system, it comes with 2 6-pins. I did do some research. This power supply does deliver 920 watts, I think, and it does deliver 150 through the 6 pins. So I thought about this ahead of time. Get back in there. Thought about this ahead of time, and I did order some 6-pin to 8-pin adapters. Like I said, it looked sketchy at first. Did some research, it'll work. The second problem is that this is here, and this is meant for like graphics cards that are your standard height, you know. They don't stick too far out from the PCIe slot. The Zotac card is pretty thick that I'm putting in here, so we're gonna have to, I think I can remove it, but we'll see. Okay, so I got the Torx screws out. We took care of this, so this might buy us a little bit of wiggle room here. Hopefully we can make this work. Now it's time to see if the card will fit. So yeah, this is my big ass 3070 Ti. I think it's one of the nicest looking graphics cards I own, especially when it's powered up. But damn, I'm never going Zotac again after this card because it runs hot as shit, which you really shouldn't given the fucking size of this beefy cooler. And I gotta put my camera down for this. I'll pick it back up, I gotta flip it over. But it looks like it'll fit. It's gonna be very tight. We just might make it. I'm gonna pull this card out and find out. A quick note, I just completely out of subjective talk. Besides the fact it's missing the heat spreader for the GDDR5 on the back here, I think the HP version of the Quadro 4000 looks a lot better than that tacky silver shit that NVIDIA had going on. Again, that's just me, and again, this card, if you guys find a use for a card like this, please let me know, because I personally I don't know. I think I might just keep this as a quick, instant way to see things displayed. But other than that, this card is going to sit where it's at for a very long time. Good God, this big ass card fits. I had my doubts, but it barely fits. That dent comes with the card. I did not bend it to fit, although I think it would have fit anyway. But yeah, this is pretty funny looking if you ask me. We're gonna power it on, get it plugged in, and see what's up. Okay, so it looks like it's powered on, it's running, it's ready to go. I've admittedly have started installing drivers and working on games right now, but it does fit in the chassis. There's a little bit of overhang. I thought it was gonna be a problem. Again, we removed that nub and it does fit. Oh. It does fit. So now we're up and running. We got the 3070 Ti. Like I said, I already did some stuff. I installed the drivers. I made it ready to go. We're gonna add a couple of add-ons here. Right here, we're gonna add a card reader here in the front, because again, I do plan on even editing the video off this rig to prove a point. So I need an SD card reader because I don't like USB dongles. And we got this IC dock here, which is pretty cool. I can't wait to show you. So the 3.5-inch card reader is gonna go in this bay here, and then the SSD will go in one of these bays, freeing up space in these two bays here for the two 4TB drives I'm going to put in here in RAID 0. So we're going to go ahead and get that started here. I'm going to show the install process when I'm done, and stay tuned. Alright, so we got it installed. I think it's pretty cool. I got the boot SSD in this one, which means I got to free up some space. So if I get another 1TB SATA SSD, I get some ultimate speed by putting these in RAID 0. And like I said, it frees up these two drive bays here, to which I'm also going to put two hard drives in RAID 0. I'm not going to do anything like critical. I'm not going to have anything critically saved on this machine, as I still have to install a 10 gig NIC so that everything will go into my server for backups. But so far so good. I have to wire up a couple more SATA cables, which means this graphics card is going to have to come out again, but we'll get there. We'll get there. First, we got to make sure we get some games installed and this thing runs like a dream. Okay, so now that we got everything that we need to have installed, including I did put my 10 gigabit NIC in there, we are going to go ahead and I think put this in place of my main rig right now, and we're gonna start using it as a daily driver. I did put two hard drives in here. They're both 4TB in RAID 0, so it comes out to about 7TB. Speed's not bad. It's better than just one of these singular hard drives, so it should be enough. I'm gonna store all my videos while I'm recording with this thing on in here, so we'll get this all taken care of. We're gonna get this into my main rack and get it suited up. And here we have the workstation hooked up, and it's on top of the rack here right next to my Plex server. This is normally where my main rig would go. It's taking its place for right now. We got it hooked up to all these monitors here. Have it going on in my stream station. So we're gonna do some gaming footage and see how it performs.
Alright, so before we run some games, I wanted to, do some quick stress testing here. For example, we talked earlier about not being able to use all 135 watts or all 162 watts. I can confirm after running Prime 95 at small FFTs with AVX2 not disabled. We do use about we had for a second there 145, but we use about 134 watts. But I don't think we're ever going to get to that 162 watt PL2 limit. Temps are well within order. Again, this is 14 cores, fully blasted. I will say the clock speed goes way down. Under full load at 0.938 volts, we're looking at 2.6, 2.7 gigahertz all core, which is okay. Normally, again, Prime 95 is a pretty dated stress test. You're never going to be under this situation. Looking at heat here, we're getting up to like 58 degrees. I did this test earlier. We only get about 61, 62, at most 64 degrees when running Y Cruncher, which I can run now as well. Here we got Y Cruncher. We're going to do a quick run. We're doing 1 billion. As it's booting up, look at the temps here. They're okay. Clock speeds now dropping. You know, they're kind of fluctuating. We're looking at effective around 2.7, 2.8. So not too bad for the whole thing. These 64 gig DIMMs help. Memory's not getting too hot. Yeah, memory's not getting too hot. And we're almost done with this Y Cruncher run here. Should be in the area around 40 to 50 seconds. I could be wrong. And there we go. 42 seconds. Not bad time at all. It beats my 7700X with 32 gigs by a substantial number. I think I was hitting 60 seconds, 65 seconds. I could be wrong. I haven't run Y Cruncher on my main rig in a while, but it's good to see that these numbers are pretty tight. So here we have the finals here at 1440p. We're getting around 80 to 70 FPS with 99% in the low 50 to 60s. Looking pretty good. We're getting pretty into it. Here we are bashing the enemy team.
I'm just slowly phasing through the fucking game.
And here we have Helldivers 2. It gave me a bit of an issue here when I'm on the ship. I was getting dips into like 2 to 3 FPS. GPU utilization was going down to like 15%, but once we got into the game, we were getting a nice smooth 90 FPS. Lows within the 70s, 80s. Couple of dips here and there, but very playable, very playable. I also made sure that I kept my stream schedule going. The computer handled it pretty well. No significant issues here. Look, as you can see, I'm playing light games like Lethal. They run perfectly fine. Streaming things like Helldivers, Finals, Halo. Only about a 5% FPS hit while I was streaming, so it went pretty smooth, and we were able to still have goofy times such as here.
You, look at your fucking picture. I hope everyone watching the stream. He looks like he could be a character on Teen Titans.
Can I be Robin?
Can I be Robin?
Oh, why did we both fly?
Guys.
What?
Winnie bought something.
And of course, you know we had to run Time Spy here to finish it off. We got a pretty good score, looking pretty legendary. That's only because so many people haven't tested this very specific configuration. But still, in my opinion, held up pretty well, and I look forward to future videos where I keep pimping this thing out. Stay tuned, and thank you all for watching.